Good evening. My name is Robert Ortega. I'm a PACE student at Barry University. This is my presentation for my IT-499 Capstone Professor Pamela Luckett. If you are in my class, then you'll understand what's going on here. If you happen to stumble upon this video and you're not a PACE student at Barry, you'll probably be lost. But here we go. My project is basically a website. It's going to allow a small business to receive requests for materials delivery to construction sites. By allowing the customer to order his material online, the office hours constraint is removed and thus affording the client the ability to order without having to wait for a dispatcher to be available. The software is being created for Abraham and Sons. It's meant to help their customers place orders for materials to be delivered to construction job sites. The customer can place the order anytime without an employee at Abraham and Sons office. This saves the customer time because he doesn't have to keep trying during peak hours to get through. And Abraham and Sons also saves money because they don't have to have a lot of people during peak time, and they don't have to have someone sitting there on the phones waiting for the phone to ring. A simple email from the website will initiate the dispatch process. Right, the methodology that we'll be using in this project is the waterfall methodology, which is popular and it's adequate for this size project. It's we only have 8 weeks to complete this. It's pretty straightforward, and this should be good enough for this type of project. All right. So in keeping with that, here's our system service request. It identifies who's the requester. It tells us what kind of project, and lists some of the. It has a statement of problems, and here we have the statement of understanding. This is everything that will be provided by me. Anything else outside of here is out of the scope, and therefore additional money. It's billable. This is the project schedule. This thing is going to be only 8 weeks, and here are all the regular normal steps: analysis and development, and the rollout, things like that. Also, as part of the project planning documents, there's a small introduction on Abraham and Son. They've been in business since 1973 for over 30 years, and they've been pretty much doing everything with paper and pencil. So this is a pretty exciting project for them to start using the web to receive their dispatches. All right, their cost for this project is approximately $15,900. This can be recouped in a couple of years just by from the number of man hours, which could be recouped by not having people sitting around waiting on the phone, for a call to come in. Actually, now before we go to the actual website, I don't want to bore you with a lot of other stuff because all this information is already here in my proposal, and also in my actual project documentation. So kind of one of the neat things here is you can just control click on one of these items in the table content. It takes you straight there. So this is our SSR and the statement of understanding. Basically the same thing I showed you on the slides. And here's our costs and performance work. PWS. This is a legal document that spells out everything you can expect to go wrong and how to fix it, and what the expectations are for the client and for the vendor. So these are very important. There's a little in keeping with there's some other items that don't apply, and then here there's a communications management plan, which spells out how communications are to be directed by whom and by which website. This right here is the workflow diagram, the current one. The client calls. If he doesn't get through, he comes back and goes around in circles, makes 3 or 4 calls until he finally gets through. And at that point, the dispatch is processed. The new workflow, however, here on the bottom is pretty straightforward. The client goes on the web page, creates a request, email goes out to the dispatcher, and the process of dispatching the material commences. All right, in the phase 3 part, here's my data diagram. Basically, the website creates a dispatch request, and it uses information from the customer file, uses information from the materials that the customer is ordering, the job that he's ordering it for, and the source of the material, the pit of the quarry down here. From time to time, they might request equipment, or they might request to take some leftovers or debris to a specific dump site. And here's some use case modeling for some of the things that the client needs, and pretty standard stuff. So that is a good chunk of the documentation. I'm not going to bore you with any more of this stuff. And now finally we can move on to the actual website. So everybody hang on for a second and wish me luck. I'll be right back. Requirement. The web page, as you can see, requires the client to first, customer to first log in. So let's do that. And the password. And log in. This takes us immediately to the dispatch request form. Remember, this is a web page that will guide a customer in placing a request for material delivery to a construction website. So let's start with that. Let's see here. First of all, what kind of material do we need? We could use a number of different types of materials available. Let's say crushed lime rock. That's always a good one for contractors, and that could be purchased by the ton, cubic yard, by the load, or each. Each is actually used for boulders and one-time unique items. Otherwise, in this case, it's usually tons. And these guys usually order something like 80 tons for a average driveway job. So that's a good number right there. Sources for that material are the quarries. Could be any one of these. It depends on which one has the material, or which is closest. So we'll go ahead and request that one. The dump is in case this is not a material sales, but actually a request to remove debris or surplus from a construction site. Then we would select the dump, and that would tell the dispatcher that we want to pick up a load of material from the job site and take it to that location for disposal. Same thing down here. This is optional. From time to time, the customer might want to rent a bulldozer to spread the material, or a compactor to to compact that. That's again, this is just a straight material purchase. So the next thing is we select which job this is going to go to, and we're going to send this to Town Square, and we hit submit. Very simple. Here it explains that it says thank you for your business. Your order is being processed by our business office. The reason for this is because um, the business office wants to make sure that this customer is in good standing as far as their accounts receivable. If they have a high balance, this might be a good time to give them a phone call and see if we can collect something, or just have the salesman be aware that these purchases are being made. And that is pretty much it. You hit continue, and you're back up to the front page. So this by using this system, both the customer and the provider of the material, Abraham and Sons, save money and time. The customer doesn't have to wait for the dispatcher to be available. He doesn't have to make several phone calls during certain hours, and Abraham and Son um, can go ahead and process these things at their leisure when they have the manpower to do so. Another great thing is that the system sends an email to the dispatcher with the actual request, which is a great thing because that makes the website available 24/7. And some of these jobs, like road work and things like that, do run at night. So dispatcher might be home or getting ready to go to bed or watch TV or whatever he needs to be doing and happens to be doing, and he might receive on his cell phone an email with a request, so he can go ahead and process that and get that out to the client, to the customer, as soon as possible. Well, that is it for the website. I hope that you all enjoy it. I am signing off until next time. Thank you very much and have a good evening, everyone.